So the Garmin Enduro, here it is. Along my Garmin 965 I did a run for 10 kilometers with both watches. Actually it was also with this Polar and the other Garmin, and I will go inside because it's a little bit windy, but it's totally beautiful day today. Time to review the Enduro. Of course it's expensive, it's 900 bucks, but the Garmin Fenix 8 is even more expensive. And perhaps you also compare it with an Apple Watch and a Samsung. Let's go inside and see how they perform. But this is a little bit too windy. Also testing the running shoes and the compression socks, but that's for another video. So now inside, a little bit hollow here sounding, but yeah, that's just how we do it. So this is the Enduro 3. The newest one is the Garmin 965 with the AMOLED screen. This is the MEP screen, the MIP. Memory in pixel. This is the cheapest one. This is the Garmin 165, very small one. It's 250 bucks. I think you can see or find an offer perhaps for 220 to 230. This is actually a good running watch. It has no beautiful looks or something, but it's perfect. It has a nice optical heart rate sensor and more sensors inside. It's not an AMOLED screen, but it is kind of affordable. But also took this Polar. So this is it. This is the Vantage 3 with Gorilla Glass. It is a beautiful watch, I think, but not as beautiful as I think the new Fenix 8. But that's just how I see that. So I think let's put this away. You see the Polar alongside, but I don't think many people will doubt between those watches. I think it will be more about choosing between this one, the Enduro 3, and the Fenix 8. That will be a later video on this channel, so please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. But the Fenix 8 is also 51 mils like this, so 51 millimeters in diameter. The Fenix 8 is more expensive, but it has the AMOLED screen. But this Enduro 3, besides that it has solar, but the Fenix 8 also has the solar, this has a longer battery life, and mainly that's because of this screen, the memory in pixel screen. So not as bright, not as beautiful, but yeah, it has almost all the features of the Fenix 8. It does not have the diving functions, so those buttons are not watertight, waterproof like the Fenix 8, but you can go underwater, but not like diving too very deep. Also, this Enduro 3 has no voice command or a microphone, so I think that's a pity because I love the microphone function, so I can just talk to the watch and record IDs while doing sports, well, normally running, cycling, ice skating a little bit. But further, it has kind of the same looks as the Fenix 8. And it has a longer battery life. That will be in the blog. I will put a link below this one. Of course, I will have to test this on a very long endurance trip. But now I'll just take them off. You see the belt. I like this belt. And also, I forgot to mention, this Enduro 3 is actually lighter than the Fenix 8, and that's a big benefit, I think. I think this is 63 grams that Garmin tells us, and my 965, this one. I love this one. I did with this one also the triathlon. It has a long enough battery life for that triathlon. That was 11 hours and 30 minutes. So that was long enough. I can record this triathlon of my triathlon on my 965 with the AMOLED screen, so that's quite good. This has no solar, by the way. This also would do that and way more, but weight is actually a big thing for me, as is size. And so magically there is a scale. So the Enduro 3, put this on, 65 it tells me, second attempt 64, third attempt 63, 64. Garmin, I think 1 gram, I will give them the benefit of the doubt, but this one is my 965, it is 51. Second time 52, and I'm kind of extreme, so this one I just cut it off. And I know I will get a lot of comments about this, but this is just how I do it. I don't like it when it's very long, the strap. So let me show you the differences in looks between two of those. So I think the Enduro 3 is like 1.5 times as big, as thick as the 965. Of course the screen is also bigger. Let me just again put it on the left. That was in all the video, and then it will be easy. So 2 buttons, but they look totally different. Of course, here's the opening for the barometer. There we go. This is quite nice looking, this button. It's quite rough. So it's more like the Enduro. I think the name is good. Also 3 buttons on the left that like the 965, but it doesn't have any graphics on the button, so you can't see that this one is the on-off button, and the menu button, and the start, stop and back function. No, it's not the start, stop, it's just the back function. And then the sensors. So this Enduro 3 has the newest generation 5 sensors, and I did so run the 10 kilometers. And in, you can just see it, 45 minutes, 10:03, the 965, little shorter, but I was standing still, 10:02. Heart rate was actually quite the same. This 165 is the least distance, you see, average heart rate was the same on those watches, distance 993. So this older 165, it is not, it is a little bit older than my 965, but kind of same generation. Average heart rate 136 on the Enduro, the 965. What do we get? Perhaps I should just, 136. And on the Enduro, sorry, that was the 965. And on this Enduro, also 163. On my Polar Vantage 3, it's now paused. Can I see that? Perhaps I should just save the recording. By the way, this is the sensor on the Polar, really nice. So back, so also 136 average heart rate, maximum heart rate 164, cardio load, that is a little bit different than the Garmin tells us. Distance, you already saw it, I think. It was quite the same, 10.12 kilometers. So if we save it on the 965, let me just, it was interval training. It was kind of hard, I felt great. So there we go. Also the same on the Enduro. Let's just save that one. I will put this later on. I have a Strava segment, so that's nice. It was a kind of a hard interval for me. So later on I will put in these graphs. Oh, you can also see it here. Also you see the big difference in screen. Maximum heart rate adjusted. Long as that's of course not correct, but it is correct in this Enduro. I will put the graphs over each other on the blog on the Enduro 3, and then I will compare them all. So this is the lap 10:03, and then we are, perhaps we should check the stats on the Enduro 3, and then the maximum heart rate on the 965 was 164, the same as the Polar. How was it on the Enduro 3? Also 164, and of course they were not on the correct position. And this is kind of the correct position on my wrist. This isn't, but still it was measuring the same heart rate. And of course I was a little bit sweaty, so then it's measuring easier on this one. And of course I put it tight enough. You can see the circles, also the same still here, the Polar and the 165. So that was correct, and that's why I think they measured quite correct. And I was also seeing that in the run that I did. So you can also see that it tells us the calories, all the running dynamics, cadence, quite high, but I like that. That's what I train for doing the fast marathon. Also on the blog, all that kind of tips on the fast, like the interval trainings, the ratio, you can see it all. Ascent, descent, yeah, that seems quite a lot, 28 meters, because, yeah, as you can hear, I am in the Netherlands and that's all flat, yeah. Yeah, some bumps, but it's all flat. So, the training effect on this one, the aerobic impact, anaerobic, yeah, you can just read it, of course. This is the heart rate, stats, running power. I also have a stride. It wasn't on my shoot today, but I have that, and that's of course a little bit more accurate, in my opinion, than the Garmin. But this was an average of 381 watts. The laps, so you can see a mile of 406, 416, 425, 426, yeah. So it's quite nice. In the last kilometers I was quite chilled with heart rate 130, and this was a higher heart rate, you saw that. Let me just go down. What does it tell us more? Nothing. Then we go to the map, so that's quite nice. We get the tips, of course, and this is the map on the Enduro, and also let's see it on the 965. Then you can also see the AMOLED screen, the difference. So I think that's a nice comparison. It takes a while on the 965. It takes a while, but there we are. So that's quite nice. I think the 965 is not on the clearest. This is more clear. So this is on the clearest on the Enduro 3, and this on the 965. It's also clear, but it's no going down, as you can see. But this works so nice. Also here on the Enduro, zooming out. And for people who don't know the Garmin, yeah, this button, you see the 3 dots, you go to that, and then this changes to arrows, and then you can go down like this. Still looking through the camera lens, so that's why it's not as handy. So then we're going down, and then it changes to these arrows, and then we can go right and left. But easier, I think. This is easy, and this is still a watch, so that's quite remarkable. I like the navigation function. Once I did the complete marathon only on a watch, not this watch, but that was a Tactics, a really expensive one. But my last ultra run, that was 100 kilometers, I also only did it on a watch that was this watch, my 965, and that was, yeah, so much. Oh, it goes back to the time. So that was, battery life was good on that run, and I ran for like from I think 10 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock in the evening or something, and the battery life was good. It was almost empty, but it managed, and I was navigating the whole way. So but still looking at the Enduro, of course, elevation plot. Now let me check the 28 meters. Yeah, can you see it? I can't. I don't really trust that. And of course, a product as this does not only have benefits. I think it's way too expensive, 900 bucks. Nobody needs a watch for 900 bucks. If you can buy this one, the 165, for what I said, to 20 to 30 perhaps, if you find a nice discount, I think this is still a great watch. It has some running dynamics. It is really not bad. Let me also, did I say 6? I don't know. What? Fernand felt good. So let me just also save this one. It was already saved. So this is the home screen. Sorry, after 40 minutes, I only show you the first screen now. That's the first time for me in all my reviews. Sorry for that. So just checking how this goes, the solar intensity. So weather, health. We get some stock advice, and of course you can change this. How do you go running? Just press this one, and then you can set your favorites in here. And of course, again, it doesn't look as nice as the AMOLED screen on this 965. If you go here, you can see this looks just a little bit nicer. That will be also on the Fenix 8. But that just if you want battery life and a lighter watch, you pick this one. Again, it was 64 grams. It's quite light. It is, yeah, you can see it. It was 10 grams heavier than my 965. So I hate it. No, I really not hate it. Yeah, the Garmin Fenix 6, the very old one, that was so heavy that I didn't like that. This one, this is acceptable for me. And this is of course a very light strap, but I like this strap, just Velcro, but very strong. You can see it here. Those Velcro strappies, which you can put on everywhere, and this is really tight. So this won't come loose, really not. I really don't think that. All the functions that will be in the blog. Of course, we have also here the light function here. That's nice. Can I put it off? So there we go. We also saw that. Again, the buttons are the one I like. I showed you how to start an activity and go to the other ones. Of course, you can also go and swiping there, bottom and left. And can we go there? That's nothing now, but if we go here, I think we have more stats to check. Yes. And I can show you more about this one, because if you just put it on or off, here you go on, the first 3 seconds you can just tap this one and then it will become brighter, or you have the red night mode. So not anymore. So again, 2 times out, 2 times on, and then we can change it to brighter, brightest. And that's how you operate it, but it has more functionalities. But this is the quick one, and I like this functionality. So I think you get a good idea about this Fenix Enduro 3, which looks just like the Fenix 8, without the diving functions, without the microphone to talk to and to record, without the voice command function. But this is lighter, it has better battery life, and of course it does not have the quite bright AMOLED screen, but it does have longer battery life, and it is more affordable. It's 900 and the Fenix 8 is 1000 and even more. This one is only in the 51mm, and I like this. Yeah, I like this size because on my small wrist it looks quite okay, I think. So that's it. Hope you like it. Rate it with a big thumbs up. See you next video, and please subscribe to the channel.